All right, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to the video. Today we're going to be talking about George Leeman and the way that he lost 100 pounds. So today I want to talk about this video just because I kind of want to go over and react to the video itself and just kind of give my analysis on what it is he did to lose the weight. I kind of already know what he did to lose the weight because he talked about it in another video that he uploaded on his channel not only a couple uploads ago, but basically I want to analyze what he says are his 3 tips to lose over 100 pounds of weight. So let's get right into the video, guys.
What's up, guys? George Leeman here. I just wanted to make a quick video for you guys. Not a long rambling one as has been of late. 3 tips, my 3 most important tips besides, calorie deficits and the obvious, for losing 100 plus pounds. I've done it twice. The first time I did, I lost 150 pounds, and then I went into focusing on powerlifting as kind of a career choice. And then I, obviously gained a bunch of weight to do that, but it wasn't just like I fell off the wagon and gained a bunch of weight. It was very strategic. I actually had to work at gaining the weight, a lot of force feeding and stuff for years actually to put the weight back on. However, the last weight that I gained was not strategic at all. It was just laziness. And so I've had people ask me this time, like, how do you expect, how do you plan to maintain it? How do you expect to move forwards? And keep the weight off? Well, it's kind of become a habit to watch what I eat over the last year and a half. I don't foresee it being an issue. I'm a pretty habitual person, whatever that habit might be. But anyway, 3 tips to lose 100 pounds. Okay, so the first one, and for me, this is probably the most important one, getting started is the hardest part because that's what keeps everyone from doing everything. They don't start. Generally speaking, they just don't start, or they start, but it's very half-assed. It's very unmotivated for them, so they give up almost immediately. Okay, so the first one is start strong with your diet. If you've been going and eating huge amounts of calories every day, and you're considerably overweight, you're probably used to eating whatever you want all the time: pizza, hamburgers, hot dogs, fried foods, stuff like that. For someone to say, don't start dieting too hard, start gradually. Just go to chicken breast and rice with greens 3 times a day. That is drastic. That is drastic. To go from eating the things you want to eating things you don't want, even though you're still eating maybe a decent amount of food, maybe you're eating a whole chicken breast or a chicken breast and a half and 2 cups of rice with broccoli every meal. That's a lot of food volume in general. And you'll lose weight doing that, but it takes just as much discipline, for the most part, as it would to go more drastic with your diet. When I say more drastic, to go like into ketosis, for example, or to, do a more extreme calorie deficit. So my initial advice is, if you have a lot of weight to lose right off the bat, a lot of people will say start dieting slowly because it's going to take a long time and you don't want to jump into it too quickly. For me, and for a lot of people that have a lot of weight to lose, I would suggest considering looking into starting off very strong and trying to drop a considerable amount of weight very quick. And there's a number of reasons for that. One is it's motivating to lose 20 pounds in your first month. Again, for people that have a considerable amount of weight to lose, that's not even hard to do. So that will already get your foot in the door. And once you have your foot in the door, you have something to lose, you can actually go backwards from there, and that's not something you'll want to do. You'll want to keep going because you'll think, okay, I could lose another 20 in the next month and I'll be halfway there almost. Or I could go a little bit harder and lose 30 next month, which isn't as likely as 20 the first month. But
So basically the first tip is just to start strong and to not half-ass it, to not pussyfoot it, put 1 foot in, leave 1 foot out. And I think that's good advice, guys, because basically what's going to happen is, no matter what level you try and take your new diet, no matter if it's very, minute, gradually, like I'm just gonna start incorporating 1 healthy meal a day. Yeah, that's gonna help because it's gonna be easier to keep up with that. But for the most part, it's gonna suck either way. Like at the end of the day, you're not gonna enjoy the changes that you're making in your diet. in the beginning at least. You will notice that as you continue on a healthier pattern of eating, you'll get more accustomed to eating those foods, and you'll actually start to enjoy eating that way. And if you don't believe me, just all it takes is doing it one time to understand that that's actually what happens. So his advice here is actually pretty sound. I would definitely also recommend just pretty much starting full force. Don't do a bunch of stuff that's going to try and help you, keep your sanity or whatever, because it's going to suck either way. So just go balls to the wall, go right into it, because like he says, the more weight you lose right off the bat is just going to continuously motivate you, rather than taking 6 months to slowly try and start incorporating healthier foods. And then by the end of that 6 months, you realize that you've only lost 10 to 15 pounds and you're going to feel discouraged because you feel like you've been working so hard anyways. And not to mention, if it starts out gradual, that can only last so long. So if you're only eating 1 healthy meal a day, before long, it's going to be two healthy meals a day, then 3 healthy meals a day, and then 4 healthy meals a day. And then before you know it, you're so far away from that easy zone that you started out in that you might as well be in the hard zone the whole time. You would have lost more weight in the beginning. So I think it's pretty good advice.
Anyway, whatever motivates you, right? The second reason for that is you'll reset your taste buds. If all you've been doing is eating deep fried sushi and chicken wings and onion rings and pizza and hamburgers.
Absolutely. That's a really good point, because most people don't understand that the standard American diet in general is so high in salt and oil and processed sugars from like starchy carb sources like bread. It's mainly breads. But they're so concentrated in these flavors that not only are you basically overloading your taste buds constantly, but you're giving your taste buds so many different flavor profiles that it's essentially what happens with anything good. No matter what it is, if you indulge in it too much, the value of it dissipates and it becomes hard to even appreciate it, because you have to experience the opposite of what it is that you're enjoying in order to appreciate how great it is of what it is you're enjoying. So that's something that's actually called monomealing. It's basically when you pick one type of food and you just eat that food. And the reason that helps so much is because your digestive system becomes very used to whatever that food may be, whether it's chicken breast or fruit or vegetables or whatever that food is. Your body becomes accustomed to eating and digesting that. And then before you know it, your digestion starts to really amp itself up, fix any issues and stuff like that.
Normal food isn't going to taste very good to you in comparison. So to go to an extreme diet where, say, it's ketosis, where you're doing basically just like moderate fat, like a very low calories, with a moderate amount of protein, which for me was like 60 grams of fat and like 250 grams of protein, something like that. That is going to drop
he's got
a lot of weight off of you. But what it's going to do is it's going to limit the type of food you can eat so drastically that it'll reset your taste buds. So what will happen is whenever you do go back to eating some white rice with some vegetables or some barbecue sauce or something like that, it's going to taste amazing, and it's going to be much easier to stick to your diet than it was originally, because you're not used to living off of the most salty, sugary, fatty foods possible that have just completely desensitized you to everything that tastes good.
Exactly. And guys, I have experienced this tenfold, because when I changed my diet, I went from eating anything and everything to not being able to eat pretty much anything for like almost a year and a half. I was only eating like cereal, and then, no joke, I would have like a bowl of cereal a day. That's really all I could stomach, and I was fucking losing a bunch of weight real quick. But then I started eating nothing but fruit, and like nothing but banana smoothies, or every time I would eat a meal, it was just one type of food. It was mono-mealing style. So in the beginning of my day, I would have a fruit smoothie full of nothing but bananas, like 18 bananas. And then midday, I would eat nothing but one type of vegetable, like 3 fucking packages of peas or 3 packages of corn or whatever it may be. I only ate one type of food at a time, and that made my digestive system. I was basically having stomach issues at the time, and it completely fixed my stomach. Like, not only did it fix my stomach, but it started making my stomach work better than I had ever experienced it working in my entire life. And my point of that whole segment was basically when you start eating one type of food at a time, or just very few types of food in general, and those are the only types of food you're eating, your taste buds become so sensitive. It's just like going on a fast. When you're coming off of a 72-hour fast even, or a 3-day fucking week-long fast, 40-day fast even, what happens is if you've ever watched someone take their first bite of food after a fast, it's like ecstasy, and that's because you're sensitive. The sensitivity of your taste buds is so intense that almost every single new food is like the first time you've ever tasted it again. So yeah, it definitely makes food very exciting.
Get your foot in the door, get motivated. Because if you're going to start slowly, it's still going to be hard, but you're going to lose a lot less weight.
That's what I was
It's gonna
saying.
be a lot slower.
It's hard
gonna be
either
a lot
way,
less
so
motivating.
just
and you
don't
can always
force
increase
yourself.
your calories later and keep dieting anyway. Number two.
Because you guys, the problem is you're wanting to change the way you're eating because the way you're eating now is not working. Obviously, if you're overweight, the way that you're eating right now is not working. It's depositing too many calories on a daily basis and not assimilating and eliminating enough calories on a daily basis. So you've got to change the way you're fucking eating. You can't hold on to the old way you're eating, incorporate the new way you're eating, and try and merge them and make some hybrid fucking thing where you get to eat the old shit. Like, no, it doesn't work that way. You have to ditch the old habits, ditch the old shit you're eating, introduce the new habits. That's it.
Lose 100 pounds. Focus on 100 pounds. I want to be 150. Or I want to be 200. I want to be 180, whatever. I don't recommend that. I recommend focusing on the day-to-day. You probably don't have the fitness knowledge. Most people don't. I didn't. I didn't know what I would weigh whenever I got to the weight I wanted to be. I'm still not the weight I want to be. I didn't expect to get down to this low of a body weight, to be honest with you. To choose the weight you're going to be when you're already 100-something pounds overweight. You just don't know. Maybe you'll weigh more, maybe you'll weigh less. Probably you'll weigh less, but maybe you'll find out that you'd rather be 200 than 180. Okay, so don't pick a huge goal that seems like a giant milestone that's 1,000,000 miles away, that seems overwhelming. It's gonna take 12 months or something like that. Focus on the day-to-day. Focus on your daily habits.
Good advice.
If you can do good for a day, you can do good for 2, you can do good for a week, a month, a year. It doesn't really get particularly harder. It's basically repeating the same thing over and over again. It's getting used to going a few hours between meals and getting used to being satisfied on a certain amount of food that tastes a certain way. And it gets easier as you do it for the most part because you get conditioned to it like anything else.
Not only do you get conditioned, but what happens is it's like working out. Once you build more muscle and you're making more gains and you're hitting PRs in the gym and you're looking at yourself in the mirror and you're noticing visible gains in your own body, it motivates you to keep going to the gym. Like when you start going to the gym and you're not seeing gains and you're looking the same in the mirror, no matter how much fucking work you're putting in, it's very demotivating. It's just like the diet. If you're putting a lot of effort into changing the foods you're eating and you're doing all these different things and you're running every day, but the fucking scale is not moving, that's got to be the most frustrating thing ever. So it's very important that you fucking see that.
Focus on daily habits. Wake up, eat this meal, wait this long, eat this meal, wait this long, eat this meal, wait this long. Today was good.
You'll basically become addicted to eating the healthier foods, not because they taste so good. They will taste better. They will definitely taste good enough to where you're craving them, but what you'll also be craving is being healthy. Because when you're eating, you'll be like, I feel so good. This food makes me feel good. You associate that. And then when you start to look at stuff like pizza and greasy hamburgers and stuff, it smells good. And you realize that it's going to probably taste good, but it's not as appealing because of how unhealthy it is and how sludgy and heavy it is in the stomach. It literally makes you prefer the healthier stuff.
If we weigh less tomorrow, see if we look a little bit better tomorrow. You, generally speaking, will, especially if you're very overweight, you will weigh a little bit less, you will look a little bit better most days. Although you shouldn't necessarily weigh yourself every day, but a lot of people do.
Honestly, you can weigh yourself every day, but your weight is going to fluctuate probably 5 to 7 pounds based on clothing and the food in your body and the water you're holding. So it's better to weigh yourself kind of either weekly or bi-weekly to kind of see how many pounds is, if you're fluctuating from a 5 to 7 pound range, don't fucking worry about that. You can be 7 pounds heavier one day, 7 pounds lighter one day, and it could just be due to water and food and clothing and different variables like that. But if you're, entering 15 to 20 pounds gained or lost, that's when you're starting to look at anywhere from 5 to 10 genuine pounds of weight gained or lost. So the scale can be very tricky. Don't get too fucking discouraged or encouraged when you're looking at the scale.
And most important thing would be is to focus on the short term, daily, small steps, success. Don't focus on the
Focus more on how you're feeling, really. How are you feeling when you're doing your stuff? You're honestly gonna feel yourself getting healthier quicker than you'll see yourself getting healthier on the outside.
overwhelming long-term, short-term habits. The third one, a lot of you are gonna have to change your exercise habits drastically to do this because you haven't been training, or you haven't been training very much, or you haven't been doing cardio, which isn't necessary, but it's helpful. You probably haven't been doing legs, you probably haven't.
Sorry, I'm at work and there's old lady just randomly cruising about and it's 1:30 in the morning, so it scared the shit out of me. Like, what are you doing? She just came out of the gym too. Like, what are you doing, going for a workout at 1:30? Sorry.
I've been doing back very hard. There's a lot of benefit that you're going to get from training with a higher volume, with more exercises, with more frequency, okay? And that's gonna be very overwhelming to someone that hasn't been doing legs at all, to go in and try some bodybuilding routine that just destroys you, and you're gonna go, I can't do this shit. That was miserable, that was terrible.
Yeah, I think that's pretty good advice as well, because if you're just trying to diet and you're not moving a whole lot, or you're just going for a mile run every day or a little run, it's not enough. You have to be really incorporating a lot of movement in your body, whether it's a lot of cardio or a lot of weightlifting. And weightlifting is really honestly going to be, it's healthy for you because not only is it burning calories, but it's making your digestive system stronger, which is important for losing weight and making sure that you're digesting, assimilating, and eliminating all the foods that you're eating on a daily basis.
My whole body's fucked from doing this 6-day split this week.
But that's what will get hard, is if you're not used to working out, you're going to have to get into it, because you're going to get so sore at first. It's going to discourage you and make you feel like you can't fucking move. It'll fuck with your appetite and shit like that. So if anything, the advice of starting easy might be the best to take with the exercise regime, and then with the diet, go hard as fuck. Sorry I have to keep reaching up here to click the fucking video. That's just how it goes, folks.
Etc. I tried running for 45 minutes because I hear that's normal. It just floored me. I could only run 5 minutes at a time on a walk, and it was the hardest thing I've ever done. Now it's miserable. Start with what you can handle. Start with what you can.
That's pretty much what he's saying about the exercise regime too. Is
go for, if you weigh 400
gradually
pounds
with the
and
exercise is fine.
Hurts to be on your feet for more than a few
recovery
minutes.
Has to keep up with your exercise
Walk
regime.
around your block. Start with a 10-minute walk once a day. Okay, you could do it every other day for all I care. It doesn't really matter. Anything that you can agree with yourself on, that's something that you can do, that you believe you can do that, because you can always take an additional step. You can always go, okay, I've been doing it every other week. I've been doing 10 minutes, or every other day. I've been doing 10 minutes. Let's try it every day. Let's try 12 minutes. So let's do a block and a half. Let's do a slightly larger block, okay? So start with the small things that you can change for exercise. Go, okay, I'm gonna start training legs 1 day a week. I'm just gonna do squats. That's all I'm gonna do. And I'm just gonna work up to 20 kilos on each side for 1 set of high reps, and I'm just gonna focus on form. Okay, 1 set of squats, 1 set of 20 with a very light weight, focusing on form. Fine, you're training legs. You've started training legs, and probably there's a decent chance that for a lot of you, that would be a large improvement, and that actually would start to get you results because you haven't been doing anything at all. So just learning the technique and doing even your body weight.
You guys would be surprised if you're overweight and you don't work out. You'd be surprised how much just body weight squats and deadlifts, what that does to your body, what it does to your central nervous system, what it does for your appetite, what it does for your digestive system, and what it does for your overall strength and energy levels. It does wonders. So take his advice, take my advice, get into deadlifts, get into squats, get into bench press, push-ups. Even if you're at home just using your body weight, get into those movements.
Not even 135 pounds. So start with the smallest things you can do. One great example is, I tell people that don't exercise and are looking to lose weight, I've got friends and stuff, go to the gym, and if you want, just turn around and leave. Just go, walk inside, turn around and leave. But if you're gonna go in, do at least 1 set of 1 exercise. And if you wanna leave, but just go. Just go. Even if it's like on your way to go.
That's pretty interesting advice. I don't think anybody would ever genuinely not want to go to the gym so bad, but their friend tells them just at least go to the gym and then turn around and leave. Like no one would actually ever do that because I mean, I guess I get what he's saying because it's like maybe they'll drive to the gym thinking that they're just going to drive to the gym and turn around and walk out. And then when they get there, they're going to be like, oh, fucking drove all the way here. I might as well do something. And then they just end up working out and they didn't even, you know what I'm saying? Like they trick themselves into working out, but I don't know. That's interesting.
Go eat or something. It's on your way to the store or whatever. Stop at the gym. Play tag with the door.
The workout thing kind of, it's like the discipline. It comes down to discipline. It's like eating healthy. It's like trying to come up with some excuse as to why you're going to eat your healthy meal. Like, no, you're going to fucking eat your healthy meal because you need to eat your healthy meal. And if you don't, you're a little fucking whoop. Like, get some goddamn discipline. Stop whining and crying all the time and fucking making up excuses. Shut up and do what you're supposed to do.
Walk inside, walk back out. Sure, okay, at least you're going every day.
Sorry, that was
seriously. The habit's more important than even the exercise because you have to get started somewhere. So the small things that you can do them and start there because you're going to start with one set. One of my good friends, I met him, he'd exercised before, but he hadn't been doing it. He was very overweight, he had back problems, and he had a drinking problem at the time, as a lot of my friends did. And I told him, like, hey man, 15 minutes one day a week, come to the gym with me, and you'll end up wanting to do more. You'll end up wanting to go more often, and it'll change your life. And it did. It did. And he ended up getting, going from benching 10 kilos on either side of a hammer strength machine to benching 110 kilos on a bar for like 10 or 15 or something. Got all jacked up and swole.
Jesus.
Start with what you can handle. Stick with what you can handle. Improve on that slowly. Like start with something you know you can do, you know you can agree with, because you can always increase it. But if you don't start, you're not going to get anywhere. So to reiterate, start strong. It's usually just as easy to go on a very serious diet right to start with. Get yourself some serious results. That's just my recommendation. I mean, it's not one size fits all. That's what I like to do. I like to start strong if I got a lot of work I got to get done, so it motivates me and I get in the habit of things and I reset my taste buds. 2, stick with daily habits. Stick with small, day-to-day focuses, not long-term focuses. It's way too overwhelming. Way too overwhelming. When I think about buying property, I think about my next property. I don't think about what I can accomplish in 50 years, because if I think about buying $100 million or $200 million worth of property, it's a very daunting thing. But it wouldn't be if you had $90 million worth of property, or $95 million worth of property, or $98 million worth of property. To get to 100 would be a small task. Start small, focus on small, day-to-day progress. And the third one, start with and stick with the things that you know you can. Start with and stick with the things that you know you can. So for me, I started running. I ran 5 minutes the first day, I ran 10 minutes the second day, I ran 15 minutes the third day. Today, this morning, I ran 17 minutes. Could have run 2 miles pretty easily. I stopped to save room for progress, because I don't want to not see progress every day for at least long enough that I become the type of person that's already a runner. I started doing some heavy bag work to help burn off calories. I go in, I don't know, maybe I throw a few hundred punches at a bag. 10 minutes with some, breathing breaks in between, a minute here and there, 30 seconds here and there. Start with what you can handle. You can always build on over time. So those are my 3 tips, other than the extremely obvious, that I recommend for people that have over 100 pounds to lose. And if you're interested in working with me on losing a large amount of weight, send me a message, musclemasochist@gmail.com. I'm taking on clients. There's a discount, and 6-month and year packages are basically 50% off at the moment for the new year. As always, guys, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.
Yeah, so that's pretty much it, guys. That's the video. I think those are all 3 pretty sound tips. If you don't know who George Leeman is, he's an extremely strong strength athlete, power lifter, and he used to pull close to 1,000 pounds. He used to rep fucking 800 pounds. I can't remember how many reps he did it. I think I first saw him on Elliot Hulse's channel, actually. He went to strength camp. He went to Elliot Hulse's gym and pulled some insane weight. And yeah, pretty fucking impressive strength from this guy. So I'm very excited to see what he does in 2021. He's been doing some strict curl training which hopefully will mean he's going to be doing some arm wrestling, because I think he would be an absolute beast on the table. I would love to see him match up with some different fucking people. He's a massive dude, and whether he does more strict curl arm wrestling or deadlifting, whatever he decides to do, he's going to absolutely kill it. And his physique is looking incredible. If you guys haven't seen his transformation, go check out his other videos. He did a video about his transformation where he showed what he looked like beforehand, and he was looking tubby and out of shape, and now he's looking jacked AF. So pretty inspiring, guys. If you guys are new to the channel, make sure you hit that like button and subscribe. Drop a comment for the algo. Let's go. Hope you guys are having a great night. Hope you guys are having a great day, whatever it is for you. Subscribe, and I'll talk to you guys soon. Drop me a comment if you want me to do a video specifically on something. If not, I'll keep rolling them out on whatever I want. All right, peace.